Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, Taurians. I think we want to go to this deck. All right, Taurus, let's take a little peek at whatever the message may be for Taurus right now. Oh my gosh, Taurus, I'm freezing cold again. We have Queen of Cups. We have Hierophant. And this is Taurus right out of the gate. I will say on this particular Hierophant card, it's not that it should have anything to do with the Two of Cups. It's just that these two clay jars always make me think of Two of Cups energy. I say that every time this card comes out. Taurus, there is love. Either this is Taurus's heart is really open. Taurus could come across as a very sensitive, very caring, very loving, sharing individual. They may be particularly just soft and somebody who exudes, romantic energy and tenderness. We have a Six of Cups upright. Taurus, this is a love story. We've been getting incredible love stories tonight, earlier today and tonight. It's been really, really sweet. We have a Queen of Swords. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy coming in. When I ask about Taurus, first off, this could be somebody who either wishes that they were married to Taurus or they literally are married to Taurus and they want to come back and either patch things up with Taurus or they're remembering Taurus's gentleness and their love and the amount that they gave. Look, with the Six of Cups and this image sketched out, I almost feel like somebody is remembering what it was like when they first were with Taurus. And it's oh my God, I want that all over again. I want the very beginning all over again. Hang on, has there been some kind of falling out here or Nine of Cups? No, maybe this is somebody just cherishing Taurus right now, cherishing the memory of Taurus. This says, no, there's a ton of happiness. Then why do we have somebody wanting to come back? Is it oh my God, I remember Taurus and I'm just oh, okay, we do have a Five of Swords. I said, was there a falling out? And it says, there's a lot of happiness. And then it says, wait a second, was there a wine fight? Did somebody drink some wine and then get into an argument? I don't know. This is a chess game all of a sudden. Did a game turn into something harsh? Did we have a breakdown of communication? Five of Swords is a fight. But right before that, we had something wonderful. We had the Nine of Cups. It was so happy. And I said, was there a falling out? And it was okay, somebody could have been overly indulgent because that Nine of Cups can be a card of, maybe somebody has been drinking too much, or maybe that led to a problem or the problem, came about because of someone's drinking. And it's or just indulgent behavior. Hey, I always look out for me first, last, and always, even though I'm with this loving, amazing Taurus. Maybe over time, somebody became more selfish because Taurus was so loving, so kind, made them feel so secure. It would be terrible if somebody has taken Taurus for granted because they were so loving. And then they got really complacent. And then pretty soon they're just yeah, this is great. Taurus, fills my cup. Taurus is awesome. I do whatever the heck I want. Taurus still, heaps the teaspoons of sugar on me. They love me. And then finally Taurus is whoa, this isn't working so much. What do you think you're doing? This isn't, I'm not in a relationship for you. We're supposed to be in a relationship together. This isn't about me trying to give you everything that you want. We're supposed to be together. Remember, it's I make a move, you make a move, we do things together. Instead, now we're adversarial with each other. I make a move, then you make a move to just keep doing what you want and avoid anything else. It almost feels I hope that this didn't turn into a cheating situation or just somebody who would oh no, I'm going to be working late just so they don't have to come home at the right time to actually pitch in and help at the house or something. It feels like somebody got really unreliable and really scattered. Now, this is what the Queen of Swords seems to be thinking about. All of this seems to be playing out from the Queen of Swords. We can see they're thinking about all of this. So there could be an air sign involved. I feel like there's always an air sign involved in Taurus reads. But they might be remembering oh my God, Taurus was so good to me. They loved me. When things started out, we were so happy. And then they're saying, but then we did start to have problems. And then things started to not be so good. And then was it you? Queen of Swords, was it you? High Priestess, even if they don't want to admit it, I would say yes. I mean, they might be saying, well, I know that Taurus was picking up on my selfishness, the fact that I was kind of doing whatever I wanted. Please tell me it wasn't cheating, character. Seven of Wands. No, not exactly. But, there's a lot of different ways. Like, this might not have been cheating, like with a person. That's why it's like, not exactly. There's this blockage here. It's more like, I don't know if this person stopped being romantic with Taurus, stopped talking to Taurus, started, substituting the relationship and, conversing with Taurus. And, there's a level of intimacy that comes with communicating with our partner. Being in a relationship with somebody means we share our ideas and our thoughts with them. And I'm wondering if instead they're like, oh no, I kind of retreated from the relationship and just did things that are like my hobbies. I went to car clubs. I went, to the horse races. I started to, stay in, drink more. And the bottle became, the person I was having a relationship with was not a person, but rather a bottle. I was drinking too much. That became my relationship. It feels more like that. It wasn't cheating in this storyline. It was somebody that they know exactly where things went wrong. There's no doubt about that. This is somebody who knows exactly where the problem stemmed from. They checked out of the relationship because Taurus was so good to them, which I know, like, why on earth would you check out when it's so good to you? Because they were lazy. In this storyline, sorry, I'm not being very gentle or polite in this. What I mean is Taurus made them feel so safe and so assured, and that they would be so unconditionally loved. And I've got Taurus for life, and I know Taurus means their commitments. And so, and at the beginning we were so happy, and maybe even if we did have other problems, Taurus always came back to me. So now I'm like, yeah, I got this dialed in. Taurus isn't going anywhere. And then they put in less and less effort of like caring for the relationship. It doesn't matter if we have arguments and fights because Taurus isn't leaving. It just feels like they really started to take the relationship for tremendous granted. And they know this. They know exactly that they did this with the High Priestess. In this story, there's no way around it. Okay, so this started out as a really strong love story. And the truth of it is still a love story because they know exactly how loving Taurus is. Taurus is wonderful. This person doesn't want anybody but Taurus. But they also were like, huh, and I got the best person. I got my Taurus. And I'm going to do whatever I want as far as like, I don't have to nurture the connection. Taurus is great. Taurus, does everything. Got a death card upright. Okay, that has changed. Like, boom, all of a sudden. That's over. The good old days where Taurus did it all for them, those days are over. Taurus has changed. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. It didn't happen fast. It happened slow. I feel like Taurus must have withdrawn. The more this person wasn't like actually contributing to the relationship, the more they were selfish, the more they were focusing on their own whatever hobbies instead of the relationship, the less they talked to Taurus, the more they, if they did turn to drinking or just anything that was self-indulgent, almost like this person became like a big kid. Like, I just do what I want. Not because they don't love Taurus, not because they're trying to get away from Taurus, but because Taurus made them feel so secure that then they could totally just like let themselves go, not be an adult, not be a contributing member of the relationship. And bit by bit, it's like Taurus fell either out of love with this person or started to retreat from this person. They're realizing now they're gone. Taurus is gone. Hi, Sarwat. Wonderful to see you, babe. We have got the 8 of Swords and it's sideways, and we got the Tower upright. They are realizing it's done, it's gone. And we got this little clock here in the bunny rabbit. I don't know if particularly somewhere around Easter, or maybe somebody dressed up as a bunny rabbit for Halloween. I don't know. But at some point in time, it was over for Taurus. And that's maybe why they're remembering, oh my God, Taurus was so good to me. I remember how happy we were. Oh my God, Taurus loved me so much. And they were so stable and secure. And there were so many good times. And I completely remember that. And I also know those times are gone. Taurus hasn't looked at me like that, or maybe Taurus doesn't talk to me anymore, period. Taurus has quit trying with me. Taurus is withdrawn, and now I don't even think I can get Taurus back out of, like silence with me. That's how this is feeling. They lost Taurus one brick at a time. Or, we have like almost the Leaning Tower of Pisa here fully on, collapsing. It would be more like maybe like a Jenga tower. You can keep pulling little pieces out of the Jenga tower, and then all of a sudden you take just one too many from one side and the stability is gone and it collapses. Or like a sinkhole. Oh, I don't like sinkholes. We have a Two of Cups. Here's the thing that sucks so bad. Now that they've really lost Taurus's interest, now that Taurus doesn't, stand there and offer their heart, now that Taurus isn't, like waiting on their every need and their every whim, and that's where they go, Taurus is my Two of Cups. Now their ego has dropped and they're saying, I know exactly why Taurus withdrew from me. Taurus is my Two of Cups, and Taurus should have been the person that I was making sure I was giving the most to, the best of myself to. Who the heck cares about whatever these other distractions and self-centered pursuits were? Taurus should have been my main pursuit, because this is probably the most important thing in my life. It's almost like they didn't realize Taurus was their foundation until the foundation is gone. Being loved like that was such a stabilizing influence in their life, and they know that now. They know the only reason they felt self-satisfied ever was probably because Taurus loved them, and then that in turn allowed them to say, okay, hey, my life is good. I'm happy. I have a sense of stability around me. So now I'm going to go ahead and indulge and have other happy things in my life and just focus on, other things that add like basically the icing on my cake. Not ever realizing Taurus was your freaking cake, though. You take away the cake and all you got is a blob of icing. That's not going to be what you really want. I got a Four of Wands. This person wants to, if they're already married to Taurus and the fizzle has happened in this relationship, this person wants to like remarry Taurus for like a symbolic new beginning and see if they can get Taurus to look at them with those eyes again. If this person never married Taurus and this relationship has fizzled and Taurus has been out of their life, they may want to come back in with a full-on marriage proposal. They see, I have to commit to Taurus. Oh my God, that's all I want is to commit to Taurus. But at this point, they're saying, that's the only reason my life was good is because Taurus was in it. So how do I fix this? Well, I need to be good to Taurus. It's my turn to give now. But I first got to convince Taurus to like be with me so I can start giving to you. Here's my one concern. If you did that, would you really be giving to Taurus, or would you go back to your old habits? Would it be like, okay, cool, I got my Taurus back. Now I'll get lazy again. I'm sorry I have to ask the question, but I have to ask the question. Page of Wands, because I don't know if this person is super stable, because right now they're just thinking about how wonderful it was, how badly they want it all back, how much they know they screwed up, and how it'll all be different if you just come back. King of Wands. Look, all I can say is they really believe that now I would, I'm hearing that song because I would have bought you flowers, or I should have bought your flowers and held your hand, taken you to all those parties because I know how you love to dance. Maybe now my baby's gone and she's dancing with someone else. Is that Bruno Mars? Yeah. It feels like at that point in time, it's really easy to say all those things. I should have brought you flowers. I should have taken you on trips. I know you wanted to travel, Taurus. I should have taken you places. I should have taken road trips anytime you wanted. I've been thrilled that you just wanted to sit beside me and drive down the road. I should have had fun when we did take vacations. I should have cared about where you wanted to go. I should have taken you to, whatever events you wanted to go to. I should have done things with you, Taurus. And now that's what I would do, and it would be so great. But my only question is, are you really going to do that? Three of Wands. They think if given another chance that they would do all those things. I just wonder, the reason I keep questioning it is despite what they keep saying, and I keep questioning it, is only because why didn't you when you had Taurus? Page of Swords. I was still too busy paying attention to other things. I needed to learn things. The Hermit. I feel like this person like wanted to be with Taurus, but then as soon as they had Taurus, then they were like, oh, okay, now I can spend all my energy just thinking about myself. Okay, now I can just spend my energy learning the lessons that I have to, because I've secured my Taurus and Taurus is making my life nice. And although I'm not telling Taurus thank you for that, and I'm not contributing to making sure Taurus is happy, it's allowing me some kind of peace so that I can kind of like operate independent on my own dark night of the soul journey and ignore Taurus and do other things that make me happy, because Taurus is holding everything down. And they're like, why didn't I give to Taurus? Because I was checked out. I was dealing with something that was my own like journey. Unfortunately, it was while I already had my Taurus in my life. This person probably should have been single and taken that journey before trying to connect to Taurus. But here's the one thing I'm going to ask the universe. Would this person have actually taken that internal hermit's journey had they not met Taurus? Sometimes we always think, well, you obviously weren't fit to be in a relationship with Taurus. And then other times it turns out the reason they changed at all is because of Taurus. And the universe says they wouldn't become a King of Wands if they hadn't been with Taurus. So look, this is not like Taurus, had to take one for the team and end up getting treated like they were ignored just so this person could have their evolution of self. But I am just saying in this story, that is what happened. I'm not saying it should have gone that way, or that Taurus should be like, yay, so glad I helped him grow. Well, I got, breadcrumbs. I don't mean it like that at all. It just says, in a lot of ways, Taurus was the enzyme or the secret sauce that actually helped this person to evolve into the person that they are now. Like, they wouldn't have changed for anybody else, and they maybe never could have changed, period, had they not had Taurus in their life. What's the final message here just for Taurus? Because I keep thinking this is sucky because Taurus still seems like they got a raw deal, except the universe says Taurus has figured this out for some time. Taurus has been piecing this all together. And Taurus has also said, am I ready to bounce? Am I ready to leave? I don't think so, because I think that there's something I'm supposed to be doing with them. It almost feels like Taurus has always had the freedom to go if they wanted to, of course. But Taurus is like, I think Taurus has always intuitively known more about this person and about like something to do with the way they operate. At least in this storyline, Taurus says, for what it's worth, they're my Two of Cups. I know they're wounded. I know they're a hot mess. I also know for some reason they're the one I picked too. No, it has not been an easy road with them, but there is a bizarre unconditional love. Just like I know they actually love me, despite the fact that they've been kind of like weirdly checked out. Look, I'm not saying any of this is right. I mean, honestly, I'm like, every character deserves to be loved and cherished and taken good care of and having reciprocity. But I don't pick the cards, so please don't shoot the messenger on this. I can only say what just came out, which is Taurus says, I can't help it. This is somebody that I love, and they actually love me for what it's worth. I mean, I don't know. This person has a lot of making up to do to be present now that they've dealt with some of their wounds. Hopefully that will somehow right the balance. On the other hand, I mean, Taurus can certainly move forward and love somebody else. So whatever it's right for Taurus. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Thanks again, Sarwat. Great to see you, love. Bye, guys.